Hi everybody, thank you for watching. In today's video, I tried a little bit of a challenge. I'm not going to let you know how it turned out, obviously, because this is the intro and I want you to watch the full video. But first, before we get into this video, I have a really huge announcement, and I didn't want to wait till the end of the video because I have been holding this in for so long, and I am so excited to share. So on February 20th, I am launching 3 phone cases with my favorite company ever, which is Velvet Caviar. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know they're basically the only phone cases that I use. They're amazing, great quality, and they always have the most amazing designs. So when I sat down a little over a year ago, it was really hard at first because I had so many ideas, but I narrowed it down to 3 for right now. There was one that was supposed to be launching with it, but that's gonna be pushed back a little bit because we wanted to get the colors perfectly. So I've seen so many people asking about my kitty phone case that I've had for the past couple of weeks. When I finally got the final sample, I was like, I can't not put it on my phone. I need it in my life. So that is the first design, which are all 5 of my kitties. And what's amazing about this is this was actually the first design that we chose. We had a designer draw them from their exact picture so they look exactly like them. So originally when we started working on these cases, I was planning on launching them around my birthday. But when working on projects like this and I'm putting my name on it, I never want to rush anything. I want to make sure everything is perfect. So it actually ended up working out amazing because originally it was only 4 of my cats. I didn't get Bali till I believe like the beginning of November. So when I did get him, I had called them right away and I sent them a picture and I'm like, is there any way we can add him onto the case? Because I would have just felt like a horrible mother if I launched it with just 4 of them when I had 5. So they were so amazing and they were able to draw him up and add him to the phone case. So this is the packaging that it comes in. So in every case comes this insert which has my name, X Velvet Caviar. And of course these are limited edition. You can see how it really is exactly them, even their eye color. You can see Cindy has her little mole, and Chai and Baby Man with their little folded ears. So what's amazing about this case, obviously they're my cats, so I'm biased, but I actually showed these samples to like my friends and like people that are in my life, and so many people were like, I want the cat case over all the other ones. And what's really cool is I have 5, obviously, but they're all different colors. So if you guys have a cat, maybe like one of these looks like your cat as well, which would make you want to buy it even more. But I just thought it was the cutest idea ever, and I'm obsessed with it, and obviously this is going to be like my forever favorite case of life. What's also really cool is we have a phone grip that goes with it, and since Chai is pretty much everyone's favorite on the internet, I chose to do Chai. So it's this cute little ring, and this goes right on the back of the case. It's so you can like hold your phone with just your finger, and it's good if you want to like use it as like a stand, or if you want to like take a selfie, or if you just want to even hold it. It's more like secure. You can hold your phone like that. So I absolutely love this case. I think it is so adorable, and I hope you guys love it as well. But I know not everybody loves cats, so of course I have created some other ones. I am obsessed with the color yellow. It's like my obsession right now. So the next case is a yellow, wait for it, faux fur, like super fluffy, really soft. Of course it's faux fur, and it has pearls around where the camera goes and like a little bow, which I love. So it's so soft, it's amazing, and I think the color is just gorgeous. And what's amazing about their phone cases is not only are they adorable and cute, but they do protect your phone. I've dropped my phone millions of times and I never had an issue with breaking them. They're amazing quality, and if anyone's tried their cases before, which I'm sure a lot of you have, you could tell that the quality of them are much higher than most brands out there on the market. I know a lot of the fluffy cases that they have out there they use with real fur, which is so gross, and that's what always kind of kept me away from buying them as much as I loved the look. So that's why I knew when I was designing them that this was definitely going to be something I wanted to do. The third one that is going to be launching on February 20th is so beautiful. So I call this one like the Pastel Galaxy. If you turn it, you can see that there are holographic stars all over it. So my whole thought process behind like the whole galaxy theme, and like I said, there was one more that is coming, so you guys have to wait for that one. But I watched so many documentaries, and as some of you know, I'm very into like the astrology and just like the stars and the moon and just everything to do with that kind of like world. So I used to like take pictures. Whenever I see something that gives me inspiration, I take photos of it, even if it's like something random, like it came from a documentary. There was 1 or 2 that I watched, and while it was like a voiceover, they showed like this beautiful like supernova galaxy, and they were more like brighter colors, but I thought how cool would that be to like mix like a pastel looking galaxy, and then it was like an afterthought to add the stars in the holographic, which I think just makes it that much more special. And inside it has like this really soft like velvety fabric. So obviously for the yellow, we don't have a ring, but we do have a matching ring for the Pastel Galaxy as well. But I did this one in a heart shape because I just felt like it was super girly and cute. So same thing, if you want to buy it, it comes and it sticks right onto the back of your phone like that. It just adds like a cute accessory. So these are the 3 that I am launching on February 20th. I'm very excited about them. I hope you guys are too, and I can't wait to give you more info on it as far as like launch time and all of that. So make sure to set your alarms so you guys can pick one up. So with all of that said, let's get into today's video. I'm very excited about today's video because I'm doing one eyebrow drugstore, one eyebrow high-end. Can you guys guess from looking at them which eyebrow is which? I wanted to show you guys my updated brow routine because it has been since 2015 since I filmed a video dedicated to just brows. So let's get right into today's video. If you guys want to see how I fill in my brows, then please keep watching. So right now you can see my eyebrows with nothing on them. I have gotten them microbladed probably like 3 or 4 times. If you guys have been following me for a while and you know what my eyebrows looked like before the microblading, I always had like decent brows, but they're always lighter than my hair, and when I have a full face of makeup on, they get a lot lighter, and I like to have a really bold brow. So as you can see, they are not even. I feel like every mirror that I look in, they look different. So my struggle has been trying to get them even forever, but I always just pencil them in even. So I do them a little bit differently. So it's funny because now that I'm like looking at myself dead on without any eyebrow makeup on, like this brow, I knew this one was higher, but my hair doesn't grow right here. I need to like grow it in a little bit here. And it's actually funny because I used one of those eyebrow razors and I like cleaned up the top of this one. And now that I look at it, I feel like I should have left it because this one's a little bit more hairy. But it is what it is. I'm gonna work with what I got and I'm just gonna make them even with makeup. So what I always like to do is I like to brush my brows up. I wanted to do one brow with the products I use every single day. And I also wanted to do a drugstore version brow just to show you that technique really does make a difference. And yeah, I don't think I'll ever not use Anastasia, but I just wanted to show you that you can get that same look for like half the price. Since I think this brow is like the better looking brow, I'll use the drugstore on my better brow. And this is my Walmart brow, so we'll use my normal Anastasia. So what I use on a daily basis and what I always start with is my Anastasia Brow Wiz. I use the color Granite. I go back and forth between Ebony and Granite. This routine is for like a full face of makeup. If I'm wearing zero makeup whatsoever, I will fill in my brows a little bit, but I'll use like the Ebony pencil, which is a shade lighter, and obviously I won't go as heavy. So obviously with a more natural or no makeup look, I wouldn't recommend this brow routine, but I wanted to show you guys what I do because I feel like I always fast forward through this part, and I checked on my channel and the last time I did a brow routine was in 2015, which is crazy. What I do first is I like to shape them, and since the tip is super small, it makes it a lot easier. So when I'm doing my brows, I always know to just draw it a little bit lower here to make the arch even with this arch. I'll always just go like this first, like the side strokes. And since you guys know I'm like big on a nose contour, I always like to bring my brows in a little bit closer together because it helps flow better with the nose contour. Obviously you need to do what's gonna work best for your face, depending on what shape and everything you want. I just wanted to show you guys like how I personally do it. So when I'm drawing them closer together, I will use vertical strokes, with a very light hand. So you can see this brow is like a little bit more hairy in the front. It's always been like that, so I'll try and like mimic that on this side. You guys want to try right now? You're gonna die.
You sitting on your tushy in a crack? That's a new one. She's crazy. What are you doing, mommy? Why are you sitting like that inside the crack? Is that comfy?
So you could see I just brought it in a little bit, and for those of you guys that love to contour your nose like me, making your brows closer together, it's gonna help make your nose appear smaller as well. So then, again, I know my brow shape, so I know this part's lower, so I'll like to build that up a bit. And I love when my brows fade from like light to dark, so as I go, I like to just like brush it out so it kind of smooths it a bit. And then my arch, it's so funny, like I told you, I thought this arch was higher, so I shaved it off a little bit. And I like to extend the tip. So if I were wearing no makeup or little makeup, this would be kind of all I would do. But again, with like one shade lighter because I didn't want to look too crazy. I'm gonna start doing the other brow with the more affordable option, and then I'm gonna go back and probably fix this as well. I like doing both, and then I look dead on and try and make them perfectly even. So I actually went to Ulta to pick this up. I had it, but it was one shade lighter, and I wanted to try the darker shade. So this is the NYX brow pencil in the color Espresso, and it's like an exact dupe of the Brow Wiz. So you have your thin side, and then your brush as well. So I'm gonna quickly just swatch and see if they are similar in color, which they're not really perfect, so that might throw it off a bit, but it's fine. The darker one is the Anastasia, and then this is the darkest shade it comes in for the NYX, but we're gonna make it work. So same thing, and it's always key to look directly in the mirror. Another thing you could do while you're doing your brows, if you have trouble getting them even, try taking a picture of yourself like dead on, and then you can see. And like if you're trying to find a good brow shape for yourself, that's another thing I recommend. If you do take a photo straight on, you can look at yourself and be like, okay, I want this eye lifted, or I want this eyebrow further down, so that way you know if you want it further down, you can fill in lower, and if you want it more raised and you want your eyes to look more awake, you can make your arch a little bit higher. I kind of do like a little bit of both. So same thing, I'm gonna extend it in a bit. And I always like to just follow like my natural brow to start. That brow was a little bit more easy, and I think I like the shape, how it's looking better. So I'm gonna go back in with this one, and I'm gonna go back in and I'm gonna now even these bad boys out. It's so funny because in my last video, people were like, what did you do to your ears? They're weird. I've always had weird uneven ears. I've never done anything to my ears. This one's just like folded back. If it was like this, then they would be even. They're not, so whatever. They're ears. I didn't really think much of them until people started pointing them out. I would say they're like pretty even. What do they say about eyebrows, you guys? That they're cousins, not sisters. For my brows every single day, what I use for a brow powder is the Anastasia Granite Brow Powder. And my favorite eyebrow brush is the number 14 brush, also by Anastasia. This brush is my favorite because it's really thin and gives you a lot more control. When I'm filling in like the inner part, I like to use the grayer shade, and I like to hold my brow up in that same vertical position to give it the same like strokes. And then for the bottoms, I always like go horizontal because it just makes it look more like clean. So then I'm gonna take the black, it's almost black, and I'm just gonna lightly fill in. So now I'm not shaping anything else. This is just to color in. I don't know if you guys ever like saw like a bald spot or like a light spot. If your hairs move, like for instance, like look, if I move my hair down like this, that looks a little crazy. So we're gonna fill it in. So if that, God forbid, does happen, we don't look like that. So now for my other eye, I'm gonna use the NYX Eyebrow Cake Powder in black/gray. Comes with like a little spoolie and a little brush. They're way too small, I would never use those, but the colors look actually really similar to the Anastasia. So yeah, they actually look almost identical, which is nice. I wonder if they do make the micro brow in one shade darker, they just didn't have it available at the Ulta that I went to. So I'm gonna take the lighter color and I'm gonna start doing the vertical strokes. And then the darker. You know what's funny is like I'm liking the Drugstore side better. It is also my better brow, so that could be why. So the next step is optional. I don't always do this, but whenever I have like an event or I want my makeup to stay on like super long and I want my brows to like really stand out, I will go in with the Dip Brow Pomade. And I only use a tiny bit of this even when I do use it. It's definitely not a necessity, but sometimes I just like my brows a little extra dark. I notice in photos they look a little bit lighter. So I have the Ebony Dip Brow Pomade. So I'm gonna use the same brush and I'm just gonna apply a little tiny bit onto my brush, and it just makes them a little bit sharper. And like right on the tails because I extend them. For the Drugstore side, I have the NYX Tame and Frame Tinted Brow Pomade. I've actually never used this before, so this is gonna be a first. I did get it in the color black. Again, I'm just gonna use a tiny bit. And then once I know like it's almost off my brush, I will go like towards the center and just kind of like very lightly. So my last step, and it's something that I always do, you don't need this product if you have a little spoolie and some hairspray. It does exactly the same thing. I also have used the Model in a Bottle Eyebrow Sealer, which is more of a liquid, which actually holds probably a little bit better. But like for an everyday type of thing, I always go in with my Anastasia Brow Gel. This is the clear brow gel. Again, very lightly brush the brows up. And I don't like too much of it, but I just like enough that it's gonna hold it in place. And it also gives it like a pretty, like a little shine to it, so it's not like matte looking. For the Drugstore side, I have the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in the color black. I didn't see a clear one, otherwise I would have grabbed that. So you can see the clear brow gel gives you like a little bit more of like a glistening look. I don't know if you guys can see that like right over here, which I kind of like. So this brow right here costs $84 and this brow costs $31. So this brow is almost 3 times more. Wow. All right, so I'm gonna pull the camera back a little bit and let's see if we can tell from far away. I mean, if you can't tell from up close, probably not gonna be able to tell from far away, but let's check it out. So this is them from far away. What do we think? I think they look exactly the same. So honestly, when I thought of this video idea, I obviously wanted to show you guys my updated technique. I did see a couple people requesting it, and I wanted to, first of all, test out the products, high-end versus drugstore. I also wanted to give everybody a cheaper alternative to getting the same type of brows as these, if that's what you would want. So I'm actually really pleasantly surprised at how amazing these NYX products did perform. So I would have to say I back them up 100%. I back Anastasia up 100%. Anastasia to me is like the one true brow queen, and I don't think I'll ever not use her products. But now that I did test them out side by side, if I can't find my Anastasia, I would 100% grab my NYX Micro Brow, which I've been using this one forever. I feel like every drugstore tutorial that I've ever done, I've always used the Micro Brow pencil, but I never used the NYX powder, the NYX pomade, and also the brow gel, which are like my key steps into making my brows look the way that they do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was so much fun to film for you. And again, I'm so excited about my new launches that are coming on February 20th. Make sure to comment below, let me know which one is your favorite. I love hearing your feedback and all of that, of course. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And until my next video, I'll see you guys later.